back.
Welcome back, everybody. We are now going to have the Bowhunter shoot-off. This is Chuck Cooley sitting with Teresa Johnson. We're at the Lancaster Archery Classic 2018 in the True Ball Axel Archery Hall at the Spookanook Sports Complex. Rob is having a short conversation here with some of the competitors as they're all getting set up for their next round. This is the Bowhunter division.
And I think Rob is actually chatting with bowhunting.com, if I'm not mistaken, Chuck, and those guys have been instrumental in helping us with this production.
Yes, these guys have been around all weekend long, Bowhunter Die or bowhunter.com. They've been doing a lot of work with us all weekend long to help bring you this this amazing event and get everything out to the public. Great shot of our shooting arena here and what it looks like. You can see up on the big screen up on the wall. All the people here in the building can see exactly what's going on.
Use the hospital. I don't know when I was done shooting, so it's stressful. I mean, I give everyone credit that is out here shooting because it takes nerves of steel to get up here and shoot as good as these guys are shooting.
It's like a Boone and Crockett buck taking 20 minutes to get to you. Till he arrives, you're a mess.
That's a fact. You'd rather have him just show up quick and get it over with. That's for sure.
Right. Well, we really appreciate you and Justin and your whole team joining us. You were a great addition to the tournament last year. And of course, you're concentrating on the Bowhunter division to highlight target archery and competitive archery to your bow hunting audience out there.
Sure. You know, one thing I've learned just very quickly from being in my first tournament with you guys this weekend is, I have to admit, I'm pretty bad. You know what? Owning the bowhunting.com website and doing all that we do, when you get to the end of the hunting season, a lot of times kind of putting that gear away, you almost feel like you need a break. But coming here and seeing how not good I shot and how much more I can improve, I can tell you I'll be making a change myself for sure. So.
Well, you and Justin had an exciting contest. It was back and forth. You had the lead, for quite a while. For most of the match, I think you had the lead, and it came down to like the last arrow, didn't it?
Yeah, well, we started off great because I think he missed the target completely, and he got a 0. I'm sorry, Justin, wherever you're sitting on that. But I was like, okay, this is going to be great. But he still beat me in the end by 4 points. But it was definitely a very close match all the way through. So
yeah, it was fun. A lot of fun. Okay, we've got our Bowhunter match, and we've got Charles Hunnell shooting first and against Brad Kuechler. Sorry. I was looking wrong. Got Charles shooting first, Brad shooting second. I'm sorry. Larry.
All right, and it looks like we're making a decision down there on who's going to shoot first. Larry Wise, of course, our tournament official, is helping to make that decision, and we're ready to get shooting started here in the Bowhunter division. We have a bit of a change in equipment, and so if folks at home are wondering what makes the Bowhunter division, well, the answer is it really isn't all about how you see, or almost all about how you see, and it's about your pins and whether or not you can move your sight. So unlike some of the open and freestyle setups that we've been watching all day, now you have a sight that cannot be moved. So even if you're shooting a movable sight, you cannot move it. You absolutely must shoot the same pin in the same position for this distance. Is that correct, Chuck?
That is correct. This is the Bowhunter division, so no sight adjustments are allowed. So these guys clearly got sighted in really well on the other side. There's a great look at the sight there. Now they can use a round housing and they can have an up pin or other aiming device, but they can't have a lens in there. They also have to have a short stabilizer setup. They can't have a longer setup like we've been seeing in a lot of the divisions so far this morning.
And part of what we're seeing there when Chuck refers to a lens, for the folks at home who might be new to archery, what we're talking about is magnification. So in other words, you can have a scope housing, and I believe you can have a non-magnified lens. Is that correct?
Depends on the rule for the event.
Gotcha.
Some organizations allow it, some organizations do not.
But either way, what we're not doing is we're not making the target appear closer than it actually is.
Right, there's no magnification allowed. He is, you can see there with Brad, I'm sorry, yeah, that was
Well, welcome to Lancaster Archery stage.
We're going to let Rob take over here.
Congratulations on getting here. It's a hard-fought match just to get here. And we'll start to talk about your equipment, your gear. I see you're shooting one of the brand new Dartons. That looks like an awesome target bow, dead center rods, CBE sight, and what scope? A CR scope, awesome. Hamsky rest, and you're shooting gold tip arrows, and what release are you running?
It's a stand.
Very good, very good. How many times have you been to the Classic here?
Several times. I've been ever since you were in the over by the store in the shooting center. So I'm at least 8 times.
Very nice. Well, thank you for coming back, and congratulations on earning a spot on the Lancaster Archery Classic stage.
So we're going to see the next shots here from Charles. It's a replay, and now we're going back to Brad and his third shot. And you could see that face he made there. He was not thrilled.
Yeah, but he landed great. You know, the thing is sometimes you get lucky. You know, you execute a shot that wasn't 100%, but it lands well, and that's really what the goal is here. So we've got Brad shooting closest to us. He's on the left-hand stage, and Charles on the right-hand stage.
And he's running that Freak Show rest on a PSE bow, and I believe that's the PSE Evolve Series bow, which has, of course, been a big push for them this year. We are also seeing that, you know, you heard the name Darton mentioned with Charles's setup, so that's a bow company that, you know, we don't necessarily hear about quite as often as a Hoyt or a PSE or a Matthews.
But they're making a big push.
Really solid bows, and so it's nice to see a Darton shooter up here on the stage. So let's see here.
Nice and comfortable.
What we get from Brad.
Looks very stable and steady there. Not a lot of wiggle to the rod. Landed a little bit left.
Just a tough 9 there, Chuck, and we're going to see if Charles can answer that.
Brad qualified 13th overall this weekend. Charles, as you heard
Nice.
earlier,
Low left 10. Just caught it.
shooting this event for quite some time. 2016 he finished 42nd. 2017 he finished 14th. And this year he was the 8th place qualifier. Brad hitting again to the left. He's either shooting a very strong shot and kind of pulling it a little left, or he's just aiming off a little.
And so here's the thing, right? If I'm Brad at this point, now I'm shooting Bowhunter division, I can't move my sight, Chuck. And so the only thing that I can do is adjust my aim a little bit. I can, you know, maybe change it because I'm not using a level either. Is that correct?
No, they can use a level here.
Okay. So
in USA Archery or World Archery, I don't believe they can. I'm not 100% sure on those Bowhunter rules. They do get a little tricky between the different organizations. But here they can use a level, yeah.
So at this point, there are a lot of different things that we can do, but one of them is not to move the sight. So we're really changing something in the way we hold or aim.
How do you think this compares with, you know, seeing the buck of a lifetime headed towards your tree stand, as far as your nerves, the mental part of it? You know, how can bow hunters out there relate to these guys?
Well, I got to admit, with this here, I mean, after doing it, I mean, I think here the pressure is just constant. I mean, it's almost like you wake up in the morning, you know you're shooting at a certain time, it's just constantly building. When it comes to the buck of a lifetime, right, you never know what day it's going to happen on. So, I don't know, I feel like you're just significantly more relaxed. And then once you see him, of course, then all the training is what you ultimately bank on. But I think the more you shoot here, the better your odds are. I can tell you this, I wouldn't want to share a hunting lease with any of these guys because most likely they're not going to fail when that buck shows up.
So we're going to a replay here on Brad, and we want to see those last few shots. And, you know, of course,
the
he's
head shake
got
there,
the
yeah.
face there for sure. Charles is another one with a face.
Yeah,
and there's
you
that
can
last
tell.
shot,
They know
low
when
left. Yeah.
when it breaks bad, and you know this. When
Of
it breaks
course.
bad, you know it.
You do, and sometimes, though, you have what we like to call the elusive lucky landing. You know, the bow just forgives a super bad shot, and it does happen every so often. Not as often as I'd like.
Great match so far. It's a good thing Brad opened up with a 33 because he only shot a 29 on this last end. So it's only a 1-point lead over Charles right now.
And whichever one of them is able to advance past this match, they've got a couple more opponents to face before they're going to be able to claim the prize in the Bowhunter division. So they've got some work ahead of them. And it's going to be interesting to see, you know, they both start in some ways, this is the most even footing in this entire matchup, this entire division, because these guys both start cold. But now one of them is going to keep getting warmed up, and so that's a little bit of an advantage against anybody else who comes out to shoot now.
Yeah, we've got 2 more archers here before that'll come up after these guys to decide the winner. In this division, the Bowhunter division, the shoot-up is the top 4. And we have 11-11 from both archers to open up this match. If you're going to be hanging around here in a little bit, barebow is coming up after this. Barebow is a very popular division, so make sure you stay tuned. And then after that will be youth female open. Brad drops that out to the low left for a 9. Leaves the door open here for Charles, if he can capitalize on that.
His form is super consistent. He's back there, and we're going to see if he hammers that trigger or not. There's a little bit of a, I don't want to use the P word, Chuck, but it looked like there might have been a tiny bit of punch there.
Well, it's, I think he's using a hinge on that particular style, so you can see the hand stretching out. I don't think it's quite as consistent. Again with that left arrow for Brad.
This next arrow, we can see the release on Charles. We might be able to get the right angle and see what's going on with his technique. So ideally what we want is a gentle squeeze and some tension from the back.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a solid 10, 6 o'clock. Nice shooting. Let's give him a hand.
That might land in there. Rob will get a couple of words from these guys as we go into the last 10.
Throughout these nerves, you're working through it. That's awesome to see. I just want to ask you one thing about your equipment. I know you're shooting feathers. Are those Gateway feathers?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they look like great-looking Gateway feathers. What do you like about the feathers versus plastic veins?
I just like the forgiveness of them, the ability to have your setup the way it needs to be, and then if it hits a little bit of the rest or something, you're still good. It's the forgiveness.
Yep. Do you hunt with feathers as well?
I'm a vein guy.
For hunting? Yeah. There's no beating feathers, in my opinion, for shooting, indoor target archery, and a lot of guys prefer bow hunting with them as well. We've got in the audience, and want to give a shout out to Todd Valor from Gateway Feather. He's been a great supporter of Lancaster Archery and of the sport. He's an ATA board member and has done a lot for the industry. Thank you, Todd.
So we're going to go back and see a quick replay here of these last few shots. And there's Brad, looking very steady. And he seemed satisfied with that shot, but again, right back out to the left side. And he's been favoring the left a little bit today. Charles shakes his head. He is not pleased.
Yeah, he knew he lost that one.
Let's see where this last one lands. And maybe not. That's okay. So now we have got Charles making the face one more time.
Yeah,
he's still catching the 10, but
he's
man,
catching
he
the 10 ring, but he's
at the end of almost every shot.
Just missing that 11
satisfied.
there. Yeah, no.
You got a
10-10 there for the first 2 arrows.
Can't complain. These guys are really evenly matched, Chuck. They're doing a nice job.
Good shot of that Hamsky peep that he's got in there.
Also a good shot of these barred feathers that he's running. So, feathers can be solid colored, but they can also be what we call barred, and that is a beautiful. It just snazzes up the arrow just a little bit.
Yeah. Nice and steady, great looking shot. 11-11 there. Yeah, that's definitely a hinge style release from Stan. So all he's got to do is pull through that. That's 11-11-10. Great finish there. See Brad's final arrow. That's probably going to be a 10. It's a little bit low.
Let's give these guys a hand. Todd, what do you think the life expectancy of a nice buck under these guys' stand is?
Not good. Very, very, very poor.
The odds are not in their favor.
No, definitely not.
Well,
how about poundage? It'd be nice to know what poundage you're shooting. If they actually lower it here versus being out in the woods, actually.
that's a good point. Do you shoot less draw weight here than you do in the wood?
No, I'm shooting 62 pounds.
62 pounds, and that's what you hunt with as well?
Yes.
All you do is change arrows?
And pins.
And sight pins. Very nice. How about you? What kind of draw weight do you shoot?
I shoot about 62 pounds. I hunt with about 68.
Very good. Very good. Well, you guys are handling the weight and shooting these arrows very, very well. It looks like we have only a 1 point difference to take the match. It looks like Andy, with that super strong finish that last end, took it. Andy 123, Brad 122. And you went into it 13th. You climbed up to 4th place, $250. Congratulations. I hope you come back next year.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much.
It looks like Brad's going to be sent home. Welcome to the booth again, PJ.
I'm back. Great match in the Bowhunter division.
Man, those guys are really good, aren't they?
Holy cow, they are good.
So coming up next, let's see. We've got Charles wound up winning that particular match, so he'll move up. And he's going to shoot against Zachary Prugh here in just a couple of seconds. We're going to reset the field. Again, this is the Lancaster Archery Classic, live from the True Ball XL Archery Hall. We will be back. And we're back live at the Lancaster Archery Classic in the True Ball XL Archery Hall. You're watching Zachary Prugh. This is the number 2 qualifier in the Bowhunter division. What do you think?
I believe he's only 20 years old. I heard them saying back there. I know he's very young, but here he is on the big stage.
Just a young guy. Ooh, a little bit of a bobble there from Charles. We didn't see that in the first match. Really overholding that one.
He just got it off. And shoots at 11.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Zach looking awfully comfortable. His overall qualification this year,
11.
2018, he qualified 10th in the shoot-off, or in the qualification rounds yesterday.
Gotcha.
Charles qualified 8th. So just a couple of positions behind, and then he made his way through the bracket.
All of these bow hunters really like to hold. They take that clock right down to the last couple seconds.
Rob's going to get a couple of words from him here.
Well, you got a heck of a debut here. Way to go. Congratulations for getting here. You're shooting nice and strong. I see as far as gear, you're running a Bowtech Rain bow. You're running an Excel sight. Drop away arrow rest. You've got some custom strings and cables on there that look gorgeous. And B stringer bars. What release are you shooting? Scott Longhorn into Advantage, shooting gold tips. Todd, I know you've got some notes on Zach there. I understand Zach's only 20 years old.
He is. Hang on for 1 second. I'm going to grab the right ones. He also mentioned that in 2016, he was a local competition here. He's the world champion in the advanced hunter class. I guess that's in Seven Springs. That's near you.
Yeah, that would be the IBO 3D championship in Seven Springs. It's typically first week of August or so. And, he's Zach's how tall are you? It's hard to tell. You 8 feet tall up there or just 7 foot?
I'm 6'3".
6'3". All right. Wow. You shoot a good, strong shot up there. Keep her going. Looks good. Okay, we got a tie score. Andy Hunnell versus Zachary Prugh. Tie at 31 apiece. Nice shooting.
Okay, so what we notice here, Chuck, is Zach, if you notice his hat, it says, he's got a logo on there. It says BHOD. That stands for Bowhunter Die. That's who Todd represents, the guy talking with Rob.
I've seen a few of those guys wearing that hat today.
And so they have offered a special contingency for bow hunting division. Anybody wearing their gear in the finals match, the top prize, the top contingency that they're going to do is $750 for the winner, $500 second place, $250 for third place. So that's over and above prize money.
Wow.
Anything, and there really isn't any other contingency for bow hunters division unless they have something worked out with, you know, a bow sponsor or something.
Dang,
But-
I'd have bought a hat.
well, that was the point. It was like, hey, the other archer over there, he doesn't have anything on there. He's leaving $750 on the table potentially.
Well, 500 at least right now because he's battling for second and third.
Exactly. So I guess we'll see how that plays out for him.
Charles coming to draw for his second arrow here. Ooh.
Little left.
Yeah, he's going to catch the edge of the 10 with that one.
Yeah.
Zach came out strong, centered his first arrow. His second arrow looks like it's going to be a 10.
20 years old. He sure has composure.
Sure does. Got a long hold, though.
Held that one a long time.
Got away with a 10, though.
He's a little disappointed, looks like.
Well, yeah, you can tell, especially when he started with that first arrow in the dead center like that.
Yeah.
We'll see what Charles winds up with here for his final arrow. And that's going to be
Ah, there it is.
Yeah,
Nice.
You really needed that.
Good, strong end, guys. You guys are putting on a heck of a show. Let's give them a hand.
We're going to take a look here at a couple of their shots here. That dead center shot that Zach put up, boom. Look at that. That's his first arrow, and he absolutely center punches that.
I'd have quit there. I said, I'm done.
The confident look in his face there, and that's why you could see that disappointment in the last arrow.
And how you feeling?
I think I'm more nervous here than I am in the stand, honestly.
Well, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You're handling extremely well. These guys are putting on a heck of a show. I can tell you that there's a lot in common with having a nice buck and seeing a nice buck coming in and having to shoot that one great arrow when you have to in a bow hunting situation. It's very similar. Do you find that to be the case?
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very similar. Sometimes it's a little quicker on a deer, though. You don't have to think about it all day.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Looks like the arrows are coming back.
Look
take
at
a
this
look at this shot.
second shot here. That's the one that he missed just left. Now his last arrow he landed very, very solid.
I watched Zach here in the break in between. He was talking to his advocate. Apparently his index finger is holding tight. He was extending it, showing that he needs to relax that to get his release to activate.
Ah, it's good to have somebody in the box. These guys are tied up at the half. 2 more ends to go, 6 more arrows. Look at his hand. His hand. Look at the follow through on that. That was
Perfect execution there.
If you're studying at home, you should capture that shot and replay that explosion, that follow through with that hand. That was exactly what you want. Ooh,
Low 9 there, looks like.
that's a 2-point swing with 1 arrow
Yep.
there. So an 11-9, those guys, there was a time match going into this. Let's see if he can repeat that shot. Yes, beautiful.
Caught
Didn't
the
get
10.
the landing he wanted, but
Didn't
he got
quite
the 10.
keep the 10.
Still in the 10, great. Probably going to be a low 10 as well.
Yeah.
So still a 2-point swing after 2 arrows.
Oh,
Man.
that's incredible.
Yeah, you don't want him getting into a groove. He looks confident now. Look at
He
him up
does.
there.
Yep.
You can't see him on camera, but man, does he have a grin
He
on
does
his
it.
face. He got some swagger after that one.
Tapping his thigh
He's
there.
not
He
even
knows.
looking. He didn't even look. He just was like, I got this.
That's great.
That's beautiful. Look at the smile on that face.
Started to look more comfortable, more confident up there.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Way to go. I noticed you have a Bowhunter hat on there. Are you a fan of the show?
Oh, big time. Big time. I follow him on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Oh, yeah.
I love the dialogue between Justin and Todd, and they're constantly cutting up and very entertaining guys to watch. Do want to give a shout out to Todd and Justin at Bowhunter Die. Todd, we've been fans of the show at Lancaster Archery for many years. We enjoy watching you guys. That's why we sponsored the show.
Look at that follow through. That was
So,
perfect.
Chuck, we
Boom.
both shoot those kind of releases, and you know, if you anticipate it, you don't get that explosion.
Yeah, you can see the difference there, right?
Yep,
You
exactly.
see the difference in the two body actions and the way that it blew up.
When it happens,
And when you see that way that breaks through
Yes.
like that power move, and you know it, you could see it in his face.
That's
Zach
the
knew it
surprise.
right away. That's
Yep.
that's the
perfect.
feel he was after, and you could tell the swagger he had after that shot.
Yeah,
he was very, very happy about that. And you can see a little bit of a challenge going on the other side, not breaking quite as clean, holding a little longer, feeling the pressure a little more. Maybe that's part of that age thing, you know, where
he might be forcing his shots a little more than he wants to.
yeah, it's like NASCAR. They all go fast until they wreck once. Move.
He's still working that hole.
Now he's going to be really close to the 11
Yeah.
on that one. It's
If he should-
lowish.
If it's 27s, he should be in there.
He should be in there. That one's going to be super close.
That's just out.
10. They're calling that a 10, just out.
They gave Zach an 11 on that first
Yep.
one.
Those guys have a little closer action. Man, he's following through.
That's going to be a little low, yeah.
Yep. But he's still in that same hole. He's kind of been hitting there. He's
Yep.
probably looking at it just a little tiny bit when he's sighting in.
There he goes.
Picks up a point there. He's going to need a big help here, though, if he's going to try to catch Zach. Centered it again.
How
right
do
in
you
the
beat
same
that?
hole. A little bit of a float
He's
there.
holding that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he grimaced.
Caught the 10 low.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah.
10-9 line. We got some close calls. It could be anybody's match.
I think Zach's going to take this one. Kind of has that smile there.
Deep breath. He feels it. Yeah.
So you were talking about that payoff. What's that?
Yes.
$500 now at the very least. No
At
matter
the very
what.
least.
He's got second place. No matter what happens, he's got $500 for buying a hat.
Oh, Zach, yes, correct.
Yeah.
At the very least. I don't know what he paid for that.
Like Zachary is taking it. 126 to 123. Andy, that means that you've taken third place, $450 for your work. And we'll wait for a final ruling, but that's the unofficial word up here. You gave it a heck of a run, looked really solid up there. Doing Darton proud.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nice job, well done. Let's give Andy Charles a hand. Andy Hunnell. Thank you. Okay, next up.
So we've got Perry Harpring coming up.
was the top competitor coming into this in the Bowhunter division. Perry Harpring, come on down. Send him a hand, thank you.
A little bit of
There
a bobble
was,
there for
yeah.
Charles. And
That
then
was the break.
Man, coming up, look at this power shot here. Boom.
Smooth.
That's how you win. That's how you win an end.
Look at him.
Coming up in just a minute, we're going to see the final match. Zachary and Perry coming up.
Dead center.
And we're back live. This is the final match. Zachary Prugh has moved on. He is shooting for first or second here against Perry Harpring. We just watched Zachary eliminate Charles Hunnell.
We open with, I think, 2 11s. Or is that or did he miss high on that first shot, Perry?
I have to take a look at that there. Yeah,
he's just
probably just out on both of those.
Both.
Well, the second one for sure he's just out.
Yep.
That's a 10. That first one is probably just a little high for a 10 as well. So Zach's likely got a 1-point lead here. And
That's an 11.
probably going to catch that
should
one as
be
well.
in there.
Very close. Those larger 27 diameter shafts will catch that line. Ooh, that's
Got
a
some
bleeding
nerves
9.
there.
Yep.
That's a big 9.
Man, giving Zach a 2-point lead like that going into after the first end is going to be tough.
As strong as he's been feeling, you don't want to give that kid any room.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
11, 11,
33.
11. We'll have to see how that scores officially. I know Rob's going to want to get a couple of words here from Perry since he just jumped up on stage.
I think I've only shot it maybe 4 times. Took a lot of breaks in between, and this is the first time for 7, 8 years probably.
I remember talking to you at the Classic, I think in the shop a few years ago. And, you know, you're always tough when you come here. And, you know, I thank you for coming back, and congratulations for getting here. Nice job. Want to go over your equipment just a little bit. Looks like you're shooting an Elite bow, a Sherlock sight bar, and looks like a Spot Hog rest, a blade rest. What release are you running?
Running a Stan SX3.
Very nice. Stan SX3 rest and gold tip arrows. Nice shooting. Way to open up. We'll see what the scores have said. Looks like we got Zach opening up with a 32 and Perry with a 29. And I think we're almost ready to roll again into the second end.
So he didn't catch that
Did
second
not.
arrow.
I thought he got
It
it.
was right on the edge there.
Yeah.
It was going to be close. It was laying in the target a little bit sideways. Didn't bite the line.
Can we get, if we can get a shot of Perry's shirt? Well, let's go with Zach first. He's up. We'll get to Perry in a second.
See if Zach bounces right back.
Confidence. Look at that stabilizer. It is not moving.
No. He's got a little bit of a longer hold here than he's had in the past. Yeah, he's really pushing
Starting
this
to
one.
move a
What's
little
the
bit.
clock look like? Whew, just got that one
Still
off.
got it.
But he nailed the 11.
If we can get a shot of Perry's shirt there, he went all out for the Bowhunter die contingency.
Yeah.
He's going to take home $500 at least.
At the very
$750.
least. So 10 there for Perry. Zach opened up with an 11 with his first arrow. Man, I love the camo pattern on that bow.
That is pretty sweet.
Low 10
Low
for
10.
Zach.
Yeah.
Uncharacteristic miss there for him. But again, you got to remember these guys are shooting bow hunting equipment. There's no magnification in that lens or anything, and short stabilizers. So 10s are good, 11s are great. Good recovery
in
from
there.
Perry. Center punch that one. Looks really solid. Great shot of the sight there. See how that pin there, there's no lens. That's what he's aiming with. On the back side of that pin, looking towards him, is a green fiber, kind of lights up and gives him something to look at against the target face.
If the camera can get into Perry's sight, he's got a very unique pin. It looked to me like it was a metal ball on the end of a post, completely different from a normal bow hunting sight. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
we got a
looks
quick
like
shot of it.
Yep, looks like the head of a needle kind
Yeah.
of a thing, like a push pin. And he caught the 10 there, so 10, 11, 10. And that'll push that lead out to 4 points for Zach. And this is through the half with a 4-point lead. Zach looking very
Quick
confident
question here
and
for you. Is
comfortable.
that the same release you use while you're hunting, or you switch that up?
No, I actually used a different release when I was hunting. I used a Stan Element.
Thanks. Perry, how about yourself?
I definitely use a different one. It's a different button release, but same general thing.
Okay, thanks.
Todd, I want to, again,
It's
Thank
interesting
you,
that
guys.
Zach goes to a element release. Now, if you're
I
familiar
was
with those,
just
you were just thinking
thinking
this.
of that.
I could see it on your face. So, look at this repeat shot here. Oh, yeah, that was the one where he lost it low and he tried to push
He tried
it
to
up.
push it up.
We call that a little bit of onion when
Yeah.
you're trying to add that, when you're just trying to groove that one in there. But it's interesting that he uses that element release. Now, Stan makes that element. The element is what we call a pull-through.
Right.
That release works on pure pulling power versus a hinge, which has a similar feel. You know, you still rotate the arm and pull through, but the hinge itself has to rotate
Right.
for the sear to break.
They call
Whereas
the-
the element.
They call the element, the technical name for that is called resistance activation release. So
Correct.
it's increase the resistance and it goes off.
And it
You
pops
set
off.
it to the weight of your bow.
Yeah, that you want it to go.
Yeah.
And it's a very popular release. A lot of people are using that. Again, that's made by Stanislawski.
Right.
Or Stan Releases. Perry comes out with an 11. Zach started with an 11 as well, so tied up for this end. And but Perry's really going to need to pour it on if he wants to catch him.
I
That's
think
going to
he
be an
c-
11 there for sure.
Yeah.
So Zach with a 22 out of 2 arrows to start. Good look at his release there. Now that's a stand release as well. That's one of their button activated releases. That's a 10. Now we can still shoot that same way with that back tension style.
Yeah.
Where you're pulling through it and activating the button versus pushing on the button. Man, Zach looks comfortable.
Look
He's
at
in
that.
a groove. 33.
Right in there.
Yeah.
If you're catching 33s in Bowhunter division, you're pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to catch. 32s, 33s every end.
We got a good solid shot from Perry. Finished it out with a 10. Let's give these guys a hand. Some awesome shooting.
So we've got one more end, a 6-point lead
points
going into this final end here with these three guys.
I'm shaking.
Fake it till you make it. You're looking good, dude. Yeah, looking real solid. And Perry, you're shooting some really good, strong shots. Some that are good shots, just out. And well, you'll get there. Anything can happen. We got one more end left. It's 97-91. And, they're on the way back with the arrows. I want to catch up with Todd again. And again, Todd, I can't tell you how much we appreciate the partnership that we have between Bowhunter Die and Lancaster Archery. You guys are media partners, and you guys do what you say. You keep your promises, you keep your word, and we appreciate that so much.
Well, one thing I am happy to see, both of these guys are wearing bowhunting.com gear because we did put some contingency money up. So these guys are going to come home with some cash, some additional cash. So that's cool.
And how much did bowhunting.com put up?
$750 for first, $500 for second, $250 for third. So.
Wow. So these guys are both going to take home some money from bowhunting.com. Thank you, Todd.
And there's the whistle there. Zach is going to come up first for his final end. Does have a 6-point lead, as we talked about. See if the commentary about the extra money will roll around and
motivate him a little bit. That's a 10.
Broke
but
that just a little low, but again, in Bowhunter, 10s are good, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will take 10s all day with that kind of gear.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's a 10 as well. That's why 10s are good. So we're just staying even.
Perry really needed to have an 11 there to try to cut into that lead if he could, to try to gain anything.
And 11.
There's an
there
11
we go.
from Zach.
I mentioned it on the last broadcast that Darren Christenberry said, if I don't miss, you can't beat me.
Right.
So if you keep shooting 11s, there's nothing anybody else can do about it.
Nope. Another 10 there for Perry. And barring something tragic, this match will go to Zach on this last arrow.
20 years old. Look at him. Rock solid.
Cracked that off, finished with an 11. What a great shot.
Look
Man,
at him. He knows it.
He's happy. He is just a grinning fool right now. He is happy.
That is awesome.
This is probably the hardest shot to make when you know you got to finish strong.
You want to get an 11.
But he does. He hits the 11. Congratulations to Zach Prugh. Gets a big hug there.
He shot well. Shot really well.
Well, you did as well. You had a really, really good, strong shooting here. Todd, if you join me, I believe Perry's going to take second place, and that is worth $700 from us. He went in 10th, came the whole way up to second place, and so you'll get a check from us. Excuse me, a third place. Excuse me, third place.
No, can't be
From
third.
third, qualified third, up to second. And so you'll take home $700 from us, and
Third place was, is it third place? Second place, $500 from us. So
$500 plus $700, $1,200. Job well done. You can afford to go hunting out of state somewhere.
Perry, congratulations.
That's a great payday for second place.
Absolutely. In the Bowhunter division. We've never seen that here at the Classic.
Oh, no, that's fantastic. Look at these closing shots. Nice and strong.
Absolutely.
That's what winning form looks like right there. And he lands every one of them. That's the one he missed. Center punches that.
Caught that one.
Beautiful.
How would you like a new Fanatic 3.0 from Bowtech? Well, here's your chance. Text the word Fanatic to 77453 right now for a chance to win one. We'll announce the winner live from our 2018 Vegas shoot coverage. So do it now. Text Fanatic to 77453. You'll get a text message with a link to enter. Good luck and enjoy the tournament.